From having creative differences with Sylvester on his role in The Expendables, to the actor thinking there's no space for him in the movie, here's everything you need to know about why Jackie Chan hates The Expendables cast. Let's just say the man has his reasons. The king of martial arts is someone every action movie wants in its cast, so naturally The Expendables director Sylvester Stallone's been eager to get him to join their ranks. But it seems nothing quite worked out between them, and it's not because of any bad blood between the two either. Despite a number of requests to join the cast, Chan couldn't take part in the first 3 Expendables movies. But since a 4th installment is right around the corner, the buzz around Chan's appearance is back. The actor claims that he was given a role in The Expendables 2, but turned it down because of scheduling issues with another movie he was shooting at the time. But then the 3rd production rolled around, and Chan agreed to take part in it as well, but on one condition. He wanted to have a bigger role in the plot, but that didn't exactly work out either. It seemed that Chan just changed his mind. But what was his reason for not appearing in the first 2 movies? He explained his absence, saying that when he discussed his potential role with Stallone, the actor laid out the game plan for how the two of them would collaborate on the film. He wanted it to just be Stallone and him. Simple as that. It didn't sit right with him to share the screen with such an extensive cast, so while the man seemed pretty interested in being featured in the franchise, he didn't want to stick around for just 5 minutes. But still, fans would have appreciated it if he made a quick cameo in the film and show everyone how it's done, by giving the production the boost it needs. Jackie fans from all over the world have been very disappointed, especially when the man announced that he wouldn't be appearing in the 3rd installation. Especially since he was confirmed to feature in the film for many months, but when they started filming, he was nowhere to be found. Although his scheduling made it impossible for the actor to be in 2 places at once, it still doesn't sit right with fans that they wouldn't get to see their favorite actor in the franchise. So a lot of them held on to the hope of seeing him in the 4th chapter, maybe even as a villain this time around. But now that the release of The Expendables 4 is right around the corner, viewers are in for another heartbreak, because Jackie is still not on the cast list. But Sylvester Stallone doesn't seem to be giving up that easily, even though Part 4 is already in production. He's unsuccessfully tried to bring Jackie on board for years now, and it all started back in 2014. But Jackie revealed that he didn't decline Stallone's offer at the time, he just had other projects topping his priority list. And the reason why he didn't put Expendables on top of his to-do was because he didn't want to be in the movie for 5 minutes of screen time. And he has a point about the Expendables cast. The production's getting overcrowded, because when putting together the cast for his films, Sylvester has always made an effort to include a lot of action heroes, which sounds like a recipe for success, right? Who wouldn't want to see their favorite tough guys and gals team up on the big screen? But the reality is, it doesn't always work out as planned. Just ask anyone at the Fast and Furious. But the Expendables series has consistently paid homage to the iconic action films of the 1980s and has always featured an ensemble cast, so they're going to stick to their theme for the 4th chapter as well, featuring the icons Jason Statham, Randy Couture, and even Stallone himself. The characters are expected to reprise their mercenary roles from the previous 3 films, but along with the returning cast members, there are a couple of new ones joining in the team this time around too, including Curtis 50 Cent Jackson as Easy Day and Megan Fox as Gina. And even though this cast list is exciting, fans can't help but mourn Arnold Schwarzenegger's exit from the franchise. That, along with Jackie Chan being nowhere to be found in the series, isn't sitting well with the fans. Their reactions were strong, and they even pointed out that they watched the franchise for the action, but instead they're getting a plastic Megan Fox this time. And Terry Crews not being there because the producer sexually assaulted him isn't doing the film any favors either. According to fans, he was the funniest character in the series, so after hearing about all the nitty and gritty going on, fans are starting to see where Chan was coming from when he refused to be part of the franchise. But what's a movie Chan does want to be part of? He recently admitted that he doesn't like his Rush Hour films the most, but still he's always excited to go back to Hollywood for yet another team-up film. And while he's known to pass on certain projects to protect his image, the one project he does seem excited about is the Shanghai Nights and Shanghai Noon sequel, and come to think of it, Chan and Owen Wilson have always made an amazing team. I mean, I, for one, wouldn't mind having them back on the screen, and in order for the sequels to actually work out, the actor's already been planning it and is just waiting for the proper people to pick it up now. And you know what? It's a fantastic idea to give Chan another opportunity to showcase his incredible martial arts skills, because it would be a nostalgic treat for all his fans, reminding us of the good old days when he would mesmerize us with his mystical moves in every movie he graced. I mean, come on, who can forget those jaw-dropping fight sequences and acrobatic stunts that Jackie effortlessly pulled off? Besides, he's right, a one-on-one with Sylvester Stallone in the Expendables 4 would have been epic, and fans would have had that running on loop. When it comes to action movies, there are a few actors that always know how to make the films worth your while, and it's time we get to see them together on screen. Jackie and Sylvester have been trying to do just that, which means we might get to see them together somewhere else. Jackie did get his share of invitations to team up with Stallone, but it never happened. At one point, Chan was all set to portray the villain opposite Stallone in Demolition Man, but he declined the offer due to his anxiety about the role. Later, they discussed working together on the Chinese action film Ex-Baghdad, but that time around, it was Stallone who pulled out and John Cena took over his original role, with the film renamed to Extraction. After so many failed attempts, you'd think that the actors might have some bad blood between them, but don't worry, they don't hold a grudge at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Stallone has never shied away from expressing his respect for Chan, but that's not all. If it hadn't been for Stallone, Jackie would have almost left Hollywood. Early in his career, Jackie struggled to get proper roles and fought quite a bit to establish himself as the star he is now. But after meeting Sylvester, Chan was inspired. Sylvester helped him find out just how many American stunt teams were using Chan's films as guidelines and training aids. That little insight gave the man the boost he needed to continue building his career in the industry, and the encounter with Stallone would later rekindle his passion, and he would go on to establish himself as one of the most beloved action actors of all time. But if both actors are so ready to work together, why hasn't it happened yet? The stars just won't align for these two. Even before the Expendables, the two were supposed to work together on Demolition Man, a sci-fi action flick, but Jackie refused to take on that project. He doesn't want to play a negative character that taints his image, and it's not surprising since he's known for making family-friendly action movies, and that's what he'd like to stick to. But when it comes to the Expendables franchise, Chan thought there was no need for the offer, which was one of the main reasons he turned it down. If they'd shown a one-on-one battle between him and Stallone, he would have been thrilled to take part in the whole thing. But with so many veterans already there to show off their moves, Chan thinks that there's just not enough room for him in there. So from the actor thinking there's no space for him in the movie to having creative differences with Sylvester on his role in the Expendables, that was everything you needed to know about why Jackie Chan hates the Expendables cast.